Okay, so let's have a little review about the scientific notation. We have here an example. If it is a very small number, so like 0.0000124, if we make this class a scientific notation, remember, we will just move the decimal place or the decimal point to the right. Okay, to the right ang atuang movement. So when we move this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this becomes now 1.24. Remember kasi the capital letter N should be from 1 to 9. So dili pwede nga mag-stop ka din kay that's 0.124. Dapat from 1 to 9 gyud ang ato ang capital letter N, and then dugtungan nato siya times 10 raised to the power kung kapila ta nag-move 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And take note, if small number and then we will move the decimal point to the right, the exponent should be negative. Again, that should be negative. This is just a review. Tapos pagkahuman mathematical operations ta later. But if it is class a very large number, like we have here 2 million, the decimal is placed here at the last part. So we will be moving the decimal to the left. Pabaliktad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we can write this as 2 or 2.0 times 10 raised to the power of, kapila ta nag-move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So raised to the power of 6. So again, if it is a very large number and then we are moving the decimal point to the left, the exponent should be positive. So yan lang yung guidelines natin in making the scientific notation. I hope that's clear. Anyone here who is confused sa pagbuhat o scientific notation? Pwede na mo mangutan na karon? Daan? Wala na? Klaro na? So mag-move on ta. Mag-move on ta.
Pa-left tong ano ma'am no to, million ma'am.
Yeah, pa-left. Pag very large number, like large number, the movement is going to the left and the exponent is positive. But if it is a very small number, when I say small number, naka-decimal na siya, the movement is to the right and the exponent is negative. Sama na siya to summarize our guidelines.
Ma'am,
Yes?
paano po if merong number po sa gitna ng 2 million, ma'am?
Okay.
Ano po siya isulat?
Pag may number sa gitna ng 2 million, for example, 2 million and then 15,000. Example, ana, manay mo hang ginamin?
Apa, ma'am.
Okay. So the decimal is still placed at the last part and we are still moving this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this becomes now 2 pero isulat nato ni siya class. Kani siya nga part. Pwede nato siya butang 2.015. Now we can drop all the zeros sa pinakalas na part. And then that's the same thing times 10 raised to the power of kapilat na nag-move. So this is a large number. So positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is how you write it if may number siya in between. So 2.015 times 10 raised to the power of 6. Did I answer your question?
Yes po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay, anything else? Wala na. So sige, let us move on. Try nato tong addition nato. Addition o subtraction, sabayon na lang nato na silang duha. Addition and subtraction. Kay parehas man sila og rule. Sa gani, number 1, we have to make sure that they have, that the given or that they have the same exponent. Okay, mana siya ang first nato nga himuon. Pag the same na ilahang exponent, either we add or we subtract the ends. So, example, kung duha lang ang given, ang N1 ug ang N2, either we add or we subtract. Kana lang ang ato ang himuon. So, let me give you an example. 5.05 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3 plus 2.6 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. Ayan. This one is addition. This one is addition, ha? So number one, we have to make sure that they have the same exponent. As you can see sa given, yes, they have the same exponent. So pag the same na exponent class, diretso na tayo. Kopyahon lang nato na siya times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. And ang i-add lang nato kay kaning N1 ug ang N2, capital letter N. So i-add nato siya diretso 5. Siyempre 0 na diha. So this is 5. Tapos 0 plus 6 is 6. Copy the decimal. 5 plus 2 is 7. So the answer here is 7.65 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. So no need to adjust. Tama? Wala, dili na ta mag-adjust kay yung capital letter N sa atong answer. Nakasulod man siya sa 1 to 9 na format. That is 7.65. So that's the first example. Now let us have another example na dili pareho og exponent. Ayan. Let's have let me think of a number. Last sa taon, yan natin mag-subtract. We have here the given 9.31 times 10 raised to the power of 5 plus 3.78 times 10 raised to the power of 3. Okay, sige Claudine. Noted. So gani first na to himuon, kailangan i-make sure na to na the same sila og exponent. As much as possible class, ang larger na given as is lang siya, dili na to siya i-adjust. So just like this one, the larger one here, since this is positive ang exponent, syempre the larger number here is the 9.31 times 10 raised to the power of 5. Ang i-adjust na to ang smaller na given. So that is 3.78 times 10 raised to the power of 3. Unsa dapat ang atong goal? Himuon nato na siya og 5. Again, ang exponent class, himuon nato siya og 5. So para madali ang atuang life, ani atong himuon. Pag positive ang exponent, positive ang I'm talking about the exponent here, ha. Nalagi, ma-distract ko pero basta na ay musulod, na ay mugawas, kanang ma-disconnect, ana. Musulat mo guna siya diri ko. Anyway, posa silang gi-admit para makahabol sila. Now, if we want to add sa exponent, parehas ani, from 3, himo na to siya 5, mag-add ta og 2. So kung gusto ta mag-add, the movement class sa ato ang decimal is going to the left. Again, pag gusto ta mag-add sa ato ang exponent, tapos positive ha, take note this is applicable only pag positive ato ang exponent. So pag gusto ta mag-add, i-move nato siya to the left. Pero kung gusto ta mag-subtract, sa ato ang exponent, example, instead of 3, himuon na to siya 1. Mag-subtract man ta ato. Our movement is going to the right. That this is always our rule. Nakopya? Again, pag mag-add ta, our movement is going to the left, pero pag mag-subtract ta, going to the right. Now, our given here is 3.78 times 10 raised to the power of 3. Himuon na to siya 5. Unsa na siya? Mag-add ta or mag-subtract?
Mag-add.
Mag-add, ma'am.
Mag-add ta kasi that is a larger number. So, asa dapat ta mag-move sa atong exponent?
Left.
To the left. Kapila ta mag-move?
Dalawang beses
Dalawa.
po.
Dalawang beses kay the difference between 5 and 3 is 2. So this is the decimal here. We'll be moving to the left. So 1 and then 2. Butang na nato ang decimal dinhi. And then butangan nato siya 0. Pwede na po nato siya butangan og leading 0 dinhi before the decimal para it will be easier for us na mag-add. So this becomes now 0.0378 times 10. Ang iyang bago nga exponent class kay 5. Okay? So okay lang na siya bisag wala nakasulod ang n sa 1 to 9. Kay gamiton lang man nato siya to do the operation. So ibutang na nato siya diri atong gi-adjust nga given 0.0378 times 10 raised to the power of 5. So kana, pareho na sila og exponent. So we will just copy. Baba na to ni siya. Wag namin nakasulod manok sa balay. Okay. And then we have, pwede na ta mag-add. So definitely, di ba, pag wala na siya yung number din ha, this will be 0. Butangan lang ako siya ha. So 0 plus 8, syempre 8. 0 plus 7 is 7. 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 0 is 3. And 9 plus 0 is 9. So the answer now here is 9.3478 times 10 raised to the power of 5. That is for the addition. Nasundan o nalibog paghihapon?
Opo, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sundan, ma'am.
Okay, I hope nasundan na to na siya. So let's have another example. Let us, can I erase the writings on the screen now?
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll just delete this part na lang. Para I'll just give you another given and then pastay lang nato ng ato ang rules din ha. Kaya lang it will take time. Ayan. Okay. So let me give you another example here. We have, for example, addition ya punta. That's 1.38 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3 plus 3.54 times 10 raised to the power of negative 6. Again, the first thing that we will do is to make sure that they have the same exponent. So, dili sila the same manggod. Negative 3 ang isa, negative 6 ang isa. Ano sa kaya itong i-adjust, class? What do you think ang ito ang i-adjust here? Ang
Kining
1.38
1.38, ma'am.
1.38, ma'am.
ang 1.38 or ang 3.54? 1.58.
0.54, ma'am.
So, kung ganyan sa
0.54, ma'am.
para mas convenient sa ang ang i-adjust ang smaller number. Which is smaller there? The 1.38?
Ang 3.54 po.
3.54,
3.54,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, very good.
3.54, ma'am.
Class, ang smaller class na value din ha is the 3.54 times 10 raised to the power of negative 6. Ang tandaan ninyo, pag negative gani ang exponent, pag gamay class ang number sa exponent, mas dako na siya og value compared sa ingani sa 6. Wait lang ha. Kung ato mo na siyang himuon class o para makita ninyo anong mas dako ni siya og value. This is 1.38. Pag i-move man gud nato na siya balik, himuon nato siya decimal, mao man gud ni iyahang tinuod nga value 0.0138 compared sa 3.54. Example, this is 3.54. Pag himuon man gud nato na siya decimal ulit, i-move nato siya ka 6 ha, kay 6 na exponent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is 0.0000 here. So kung nakita ninyo, mas dako gyud ni og value. 0.0138. Kani daghan pa kaayo kag 0, 0.00000 before ka nag 354. So again, to remind you, for negative na mga exponent, the lesser the number, the greater the value. Therefore, if we compare negative 3 and negative 6, mas dako gyud class og value si negative 3. Ano inyong tandaan pag negative ang exponent. Syempre kung positive, ano na to siya, automatic na to siya na pag dako ang number, dako po ang iyahang value. So ang ato ang i-adjust kay si negative 6. So as is nato ni si 1.38 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. Ang ato ang i-adjust si 3.54 times 10 raised to the power of negative 6. Himuon nato siya og, so dapat siya negative 3. Now, if this is class our rule for the positively charged exponent, ang sa negatively charged class, baliktaron lang nato na siya. Meaning, kung gusto ta mag-add, baliktaron nato na siya. Our movement is going to the right. Okay? Tapos kung gusto ta mag-subtract, our movement is going to the left. Baliktad silang duha. So what do you think? For 3.54 times 10 raised to the power of negative 6, muna to siya negative 3. Mag-add ta or mag-subtract?
Subtract.
Mag-subtract ta kay pag from negative 6, himuon man nato siya og negative 3. So mag-subtract ta. So asa ta padulong ang atuang movement?
Sa left.
Going to the left. So if this is the decimal here sa 3.54, mag-move ta to the left. Kapila? Katatlo.
Tatlo, ma'am.
Because that is the difference between 6 and 3. Katatlo ta mag-move going to the left. So 1, 2, and 3. Decimal will be placed here now. And let's add a 0 in between. So this becomes now 0.00354. Again, 0.00354 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. So pwede na po nato siya dugangan og 0 din leading 0. Para magpantay siya din pag isulat nato siya, dili ta maglibog. Kay pantay man nato ng duha ka decimal. And then isulat nato 0.00354 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. So this is addition. Awa din ako nailisan ang color sa akong pen. But anyway, kira na siya. So pwede na ta mag-add class. Again, let's just copy the times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. And then let's add. Siyempre, kung wala na siya din ha, automatic manggod nga na siya ay 0. So 0 plus 4 is 4. 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 3 is 3. This is 8. This is 3. And this is 1. So the correct answer here is 1.38354 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. Okay? Nag-answer ba mo diha? Did we get the same answer? Parehas ba tag-answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Very good. So, kaya na ang addition? Ayaw mo kalimot sa ato.
Yes po.
Kasi lalo. So, let's try the subtraction. Let's try the subtraction. Okay, subtraction ta. Let's start with nasa. You try to solve this. Anyway, ang nagpalahi lang man ani kay subtraction na siya. The same rules lang mong gihapon ta. So 7.856 times 10 raised to the power of 3 minus 9.73 times 10 raised to the power of 2. The same rule, make sure that they have the same exponent. The movement is still the same gihapon kung positive. If we want to add, let's adjust the decimal to the left. Pag gusto ta mag-subtract, going to the right ta. Okay, pag ma-adjust na nato, mas same na ilahang exponent, then we subtract the 2 capital letter N. I'll be waiting for you to finish answering. Done? Sige daw, isend daw yung answer sa chat. Kung human na. Six 6.883 times 10 raised to the power of 3. Okay, sige daw, let's see if we will get the same answer. So class, definitely since this is positive ang exponent, syempre ang 7.856 times 10 raised to the power of 3 yun na ang larger ang value. So we will adjust the 9.73 times 10 raised to the power of 2. Himuon nato siya og 3. So kung positive ang charge, 'di ba pag mag-add ta, our movement is going to the left. Mag-add ta ani kay from 2 himuon man nato siya og 3. So mag-add ta going to the left pero isa lang ka move kay isa raman ang difference sa 3 ug sa 2. So this becomes now 0.973 times 10 raised to the power of 3. Or we can just add 0 here para magpantay sila pag isulat na nato siya dinhi. This is minus. So 0.973 times 10 raised to the power of 3. So pag i-minus nato, just copy this. And then mag-minus na ta. 6 minus 3 is 3. 5 minus 7, that cannot be. So let's borrow here. This becomes now as 7. And then we have 15. So 15 minus 7 is 8. And then 7 minus 9, dili pud na siya pwede. So this becomes 6. And then 17 minus 9 is 8. So 6 minus 0 is 6. So this is now the correct answer. 6.883 times 10 raised to the power of 3. So I think we have the same answer sa inyong gisend. Pero na ko nakita diri kagay na nga 2 ang exponent. So please check katong nag-send og 2 ang exponent. Please check basig typo lang to siya nga error. Or nagyud mo na miss here sa atuang solving. Okay? Questions about addition and subtraction? Kaya na? Okay, so do not forget our rule here. So let's move on sa atuang division and subtraction. Division and multiplication. Let us delete this. Sa isa ko na siya delete kay para di ko magsulat anang rule sub. Ayan. So what is our rule now for the division and multiplication? We'll start with the multiplication. Sa multiplication, what are we going to do? Multiply the ends. So if we have 2 ends, i-multiply nato sila and add the exponent. Again, mag-multiply ta og n tapos mag-add ta sa exponent. Pero kung division, divide, Divide the ends and subtract. Okay. Muna ilahang kalahian. Subtract the exponent. So let's start with an example sa multiplication. We'll have here 8.91 times 10 raised to the power of negative 5 times 5.6 times 10 raised to the power of 3. So wala kay i-adjust ani class ha. Again, wala tay i-adjust sa given kay diretso na ta sa pag-multiply sa n. Pwede ta mag-adjust dito na sa final answer. So you copy first. Kung sa himuon, let's use our calculator class para madali atong life sa pag-multiply. 8.91 times 5.6. Actually, sa mga na-cycle, pwede ra kayo na ninyo diretsoon. Pero sa mga walay cycle, mag-mental math yun ta. Like, i-multiply din na to ang 8.91 times 5.6. Pero, bisa ko lang mo cycle dira basig na, syempre naman mo yung cellphone, no? And, pwede naman ninyo gamiton na inyong cellphone as calculator. So we have 8.91 times 5.6 is pila? 49. Dili na ako ibutang ang answer ha. 49.896. Asa nigikan? 8.91 times 5.6. Do we have the same answer? 49.896? Okay, times 10. What will happen to the exponent? Add the exponent. So, negative 5 plus 3.
Negative 2.
Ila?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. So, again, the answer here is 49.896 times 10 raised to the power of negative 2. Is this the final answer?
No po.
Ano man?
Kay, di ba po ma'am, pag n dapat 1 to 9 dapat ang value niya, tapos nag-exceed po siya. Naging
Okay.
49 po.
Very good. So, dili pa ni siya mao ang final answer kay dapat ang n kay 1 to 9. So, nag-exceed ni siya kay nahimo na siya 49.896. So, mag-move ta sa ato ang decimal point. Nadiri atong decimal point plus after the 9. Asa ta padulong? Sa right, sa left?
Left po.
Left po.
Left po.
Going to the left, balhin nato siya diri. Okay? Para makasulod na siya sa 1 to 9, this will become now 4.9896 times 10. What will happen to the exponent?
Negative 1.
Negative.
Negative ni no, negative. Tapos nag-move ta to the left. Di pa pag nag-move ta to the left, unsay mahitabo, mag-subtract ta sa exponent. Mag-subtract. So, kaisa lang man ta nag-move. So, negative 2.
Negative
Subtract
3.
na isa. That is negative 1. Negative?
Negative 3.
Negative 1.
Yeah. Negative 1 plus. Dili ta mag-subtract og kaning negative 2 minus negative 1. Dili siya ingana ha. Ang 2 lang atong i-minus plus 2 minus 1. That is 1. Just copy the negative na sign. Nasabtan, dili siya negative 3. Negative 1 lang siya. Ang number lang ang i-minus plus. Okay. So tagatambog another example kay bisig naglimog mo sa pag-move sa exponent. Atong mga naay cycle class, i-check ninyo kung tama atong answer. So himuon ninyo sa inyong cycle. Kinsa naay cycle dira? Cycle. This one. We have 8.91. Induto nato ng exponent exp sa baba or times 10 raised to the power of x. Input nato ang negative 5 times 5.6 exponent niya kay 3. You will get na yung mga calculator na you will have the decimal 0.0.49896. Mo na siyang answer sa calculator. Pero di ba pag himuon nato ni siya og scientific notation, i-move man nato ni ato ang decimal dinhi, mahimo na siya 4.9896 times 10 raised to the power of movement natin to the right, so negative 1. So we have the same answer class sa calculator. That's how you do it. But another example para ma-practice ang pag-move sa sa decimal di. Wait. So let's have another one. Let's try the division. Yeah, let's try the division. Okay, 5.82 times 10 raised to the power of negative 6 divided by 2.1 times 10 raised to the power of negative 4. Sige daw, let me see your answer sa chat if you are done.
Ma'am, may
Yes.
question po ako. Di ba po negative 1 yung kanina? Pwede po ba na pag 1 lang ang value, hindi na ilagay yung exponent?
Pag positive siya, pag positive 1, that's the time pwede natin hindi ilagay ang exponent. But if it is negative ang exponent, you really have to write the 1. Okay?
Okay po, thank you.
Applicable lang yun siya class has positive na exponent. But for the negative one, you really have to write the number. Even if it is just 1. Are you done? So let's see, we have 2.77. Again, what's this? Let's see. 2.771. There are those who answered, sorry, 2.77 lang. Okay. Anyway, wala pa man ta nag-discuss of significant figures. So it's okay if we don't follow yet the rules for the significant figure. So I'll still accept this. Sige, let us see if we'll have the same answer. Okay, what are we going to do? Let's divide the two ends. So you can use your simple calculator or your cycle there. 5.82 divided by 2.1. Let me write here sa side na lang so that we can see if we need to move later the exponent. 2.77. Okay. 2 decimals na lang kasi medyo mahaba. 2.77142857. Okay. 2.77 times 10. What happens now sa exponent class? What are we going to do? Subtract.
Subtract po, ma'am.
Okay, subtract. Negative 6 minus negative 4.
Negative 2.
Okay, very good. Negative 2. Again, negative 6 minus negative 4 is negative 2. So that is now the exponent. Now question. Is this the final answer?
No, ma'am.
2.8 dapat, ma'am, kung i-follow ang significant ay yung rules of significant number.
Okay, pag mag-follow tawag rules sa significant figures, we really have to round off. But so far, for example, we are not yet following the significant figure. Should we move the decimal place or okay na ito siya?
Okay
Or
na
the
po,
decimal
ma'am.
point, I mean.
Okay na po, ma'am.
Okay na po, ma'am.
Okay na siya. Again, if we don't yet follow the rules sa significant figure, then this is actually okay. The capital letter N, take note, this one here, let me change my pen. This one here is our capital letter N. Nag-follow na siya sa format that is from 1 to 9. So this is 2.77. And then we have here the exponent times 10 raised to the power of negative 2. But for the sake of the significant figure, just like what Kiana said, if we follow the rules sa significant figure, what was again the rule? Anyone?
Least decimal places, least number of significant figures pala, ma'am.
Okay, Kiana, very good. Diba sa laboratory, we learned that when you divide or even multiply, the final answer should be rounded off following the least number of significant figures. So if we look at the given, remember that for the scientific notation, we only count the significant figures in the capital letter N. So this is how many significant figures here? How many is this?
3 po.
3. What's that?
3, ma'am.
Okay, anyway, you answered in chorus. Anyway, and then for the second one, how many?
2, ma'am.
2
ma'am.
po.
So what should we follow? The 3 or the 2?
2.
Opo.
2. So kung 2 significant figures ang i-follow, so actually ang correct yun na answer din is you have 1, 2. Hanggang dito ka lang dapat. But the next digit is 7. So, unsa buhaton if
Round off. Round off.
this will become
2.8.
2.8
okay,
po.
very good.
2.8 po.
2.8 times 10 raised to the power of negative 2. So, in this case, we have followed the correct rules for the scientific notation, and at the same time, we have applied also the rules for the correct significant figures. Okay. Nga naman na good morning. Sorry, I was not able to keep track with that chat. Ay, sorry. Ay, si Dean. Good morning, Dean. Wala ko kita sa chat. Natingala ko ano na puno ang chat. Good morning. Sorry. Good morning, Dean. Ay, si Dean. Nangutan na pa dyan ko. Ano mo na good morning. Sorry. Okay. Sige. So, any question or concern about this one? Do we need to have another example or should we move on?
Ma'am, need jud siya nga kanang mag-ano sa SF, ma'am.
Yeah, actually, our next lesson will be about the significant figures. But since we are done with this in the laboratory, this will just be a review. But need yun din siya mag-follow og rules sa significant figures. So let us review again the rules, and then after that we'll apply the rules for the mathematical operation. So again, our next topic will be the significant figures. Take note, class, of the following. We have the so-called leading zeros. They are zeros found before the non-zero digits. So again, this one naka-blue ha. These are the leading zeros here. And then we have the so-called in-between zeros. Let me write the screen. In-between zeros are found in between non-zero digits. And then we also have syempre non-zero digits. So that's from 1 to 9. And lastly, we have here the trailing zeros. Ayan, the trailing zero or the trailing zeros if marami sila. So they are found sa last part of the given number. Siya sa last. Kaya siya tinatawag na trailing zero or trailing zeros. Let me admit first. And then next. So let's have here the rules for the significant figures again. They are actually considered meaningful digits when we do calculation or we do measurements in chemistry laboratory. Number 1, syempre, di ba, lahat ng non-zero digits natin are considered significant. So from 1 to 9, they are considered significant. So if we have an example, 845 centimeter, okay, so all are non-zero digits. So we have 3 significant figures here. And then we have another one, 1.234 kilograms. So everything here, they are non-zero digits, so all are significant. So 1.234 kilograms has 4 significant figures. And then another one, zeros between non-zero digits. You know this, they are significant. Atong mga in-between zeros, the zeros found between non-zero digits, like in the example, you have 606. 0 is found in between the 2, 6. So they are the 0 here is considered significant. All in all, we have 3 significant figures here. Next, we have 40,501. So definitely all the non-zero digits are significant. So we have 4, 5, and 1. And then the non-zeros in between are also significant. So we have a total of 5 significant figures. Okay. So next na. Review lang ba niya siya sa atong mga significant figures? So zeros to the left of the first non-zero digit are not significant. Actually, mahaba siya, no? So let's simplify. It simply tells you that the leading zeros are not significant. Ang mga una na zero, una before the non-zero digits, they are not significant. So just like this one, 0.08 liters, we only have one significant figure here, and that is the 8. The zeros there are leading, so they are not counted as significant. Same is true for 0.0000349 grams. We only count the 3, the 4, and the 9 as significant. So we have 3 significant figures there. So bisag unsa pa nakadaghan ng 0 plus, if they are leading zeros, then they are not significant. Okay, that's number 3. Are you copying or Goran na? Goran na? Number 4, we have, if a number is greater than 1, then all zeros written to the right of the decimal point count as significant figures. Let me continue hangtod sa last part sa slide. Medyo taas-taas, no? Kung this one is from the book, Manggod. So medyo mahaba ang explanation. But actually, it is trying to tell you that the trailing zeros in the presence of the decimal point, significant na siya. Okay, to the right man, to the right of the decimal point. So again, trailing zeros will only be significant if you have the decimal point. Wala na siya ang gusto niya iingon, kumurag taas-taas kay yahang explanation. But nevertheless, for example, 2.0 milligram, the first example here. So you have a trailing zero here with a decimal point. So you have 2 significant figures, 2 and the 0. Kani in between 0 na siya, counted na siya automatically as significant. So all in all, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 significant figures. The same thing with this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 0 here is in between, so significant. And then 0 after the 4 is also significant. It's a trailing 0 with a decimal point. That's the same thing with the examples here. All the leading zeros are not counted, but ang trailing 0 na naay decimal ug ang in-between zeros are all counted. Let's just summarize that one kasi medyo mahaba. Okay. Questions? Clarifications? Wala. So let us move on. Okay, for numbers that do not contain decimal points, the trailing zeros actually may or may not be significant. Pwede siya pag walang decimal point class, the trailing zeros again may or may not be significant. Kaya lang this one is actually confusing. Kasi for example, you have 400 centimeters. You may have one significant figure, but actually you may have 2, you may have 3, or even you may have 3 significant figures kay 400 lang ni siya. So actually ang ginagawa nila to avoid confusion, ginagawa nila itong what do you call this? Scientific notation. Again, to avoid ambiguity. But take note, for us to be uniform class, ang tandaan na lang nato is kapag may decimal point, that's the time we count the trailing zeros as significant. Again, para uniform tayo lahat, pag merong decimal point, we count the trailing zeros as significant. But if walang decimal point, then to avoid confusion again, let's not count the trailing zero as significant pag walang decimal point. Okay? To make it clear and to avoid confusion. So let us apply. Ang tanong na to ning ano ba, kaning usahay lang nako mabatian ang tingog. Let's have, I'll be calling names and you give me the answer for letter A. Dito sa mga wala nag-open og cam. Dito sa mga wala nag-open og cam. Okay, Claudine. Letter A, how many significant figures are there in letter A, Claudine? You can either send your answer sa chat or pwede ka mag-unmute. Claudine?
3 po, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So we have 3 significant figures here. 1, 2, 3. They are all significant kay mga non-zero digits na sila. Okay? Laura, Shoson, letter B. How many significant figures here sa letter B, Laura?
3 po, ma'am.
Okay, so that's the same thing. 3, we have 5.03. 5 and 3 automatic significant, and the in between 0 is always significant. Okay, we have 3. Next, let's have Fatima. Fatima, sa letter C, how many significant figures are here?
3 po, ma'am.
Ilan?
3 po. Tatlo.
Okay, very good. Tatlo. Again, leading zero class is not considered significant. So we only have 1, 2, and 3. 3 significant figures. Who else? Andrea. Andrea Ogoy. We have letter D. How many significant figures are here sa letter D? 0.052. Wala. Ito si Andrea. Natulog na ni una. Nauna na nagkaon ng paniod to. Joke lang. Basig nauna nagkaon ng paniod. Andrea, can you hear me? Dili ko nang batian. Aman siya, diba?
Hello, ma'am. Sorry po. Naglag po yung phone ko, ma'am.
Sabi na ko ni Kao, Sige, go, Andrea.
2 significant figures po, ma'am.
Okay, letter D. 2 significant figures. We have 5 and 2. Ang duha ka 0 are not considered as significant. They are leading zeros. Who's trying to raise your hand? I cannot see. Okay, Kurt. Sa letter E, how many significant figures are there?
4, ma'am.
4. Okay, this is a scientific notation, ha? And sa scientific notation, kanilang atong ginakount. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 significant figures for letter E here. 0 is considered significant due to the presence of our decimal point. So tama. The next slide will be the correct answer. So you got the correct answers for all the examples. So, let us now apply our significant figures sa calculation. Kay even sa atong laboratory na uban dinhin na wala nakabawi sa second quiz, nakalimot sa rules sa significant figures. So, uliton na to siya. Number 1, in addition and subtraction, the answer cannot have more digits to the right of the decimal point than either of the original number. So consider this example, class. You have example number 1 here. 89.332 plus 1.1. This is addition. This rule is coming from the book. To make it simpler, ang ano lang class, ang rule lang yun nato, the final answer should have the least number of decimal places in the given. So tanawon nato ang given, i-count nato ang decimal places, and ang atuang final answer i-round off nato following the lesser or even the least decimal places sa any of the given. So we have this one, this is simple mathematics here. I-add lang yun natin na siya class. You are always allowed to use your calculators. 89.332 plus 1.1 is 90.432. Tapos, ang final answer again, dapat i-follow nato ang lesser nga decimal point. Sa first given, you have 3 here, 332. And then, sa second nga given, you only have 1. So, ang lesser sa ila, mo to atong sundon. And that is the 1. So, from 90.432, kung 1 lang ka decimal point, let's drop the other 2. So, the final answer here is 90.4. Now, nga nung wala man ta nag-add og 1 diri sa 4? No, wala man nato siya gihimog 90.5.
Hindi man siya
Kay
pwede
less
marumpot,
than
ma'am.
Okay, we
Hindi
cannot.
man siya 5.
Okay, very good. So, kay we just add 1 if the next digit is from 5 to 9. Now, this is 3, so no need to add 1. As is tayo dyan, 90.4. Okay? Another thing, pag subtraction, parehas lang ang rule na to class sa subtraction. Like this one, 2.097 minus 0.12. We will just do the simple mathematics. 2.097 minus 0.12 is 1.977. Before ka butang sa imuhang final answer, you have to count the decimal points again. So, we have 1, 2, 3. So, you have 3 here, 1 and 2. So, you have 2 on the second na given. So, ang ato ang i-follow, syempre, ang lesser. That is the 2. So, for 1.977, you have 1, 2, hanggang dito lang tayo, class. But, take note, the next na digit is 7. So, what shall we do? Mag-add taog 1 sa next na digit. So, 1.98. This is now the final answer. So, ayun yun mo kalimuthan na pag addition or subtraction, our final answer should follow the least number of decimal places in the given. Bisan pa class og naka-scientific notation na siya. So, last week and even a while ago, nagsige lang taog add og subtract. Actually, wala ta nag-follow og rules sa significant figures. But this time, class, kay nag-review naman ta sa rules, i-follow na nato siya. So, kung tagaan ta mo, class, og scientific notation like 1.56 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3 plus 2.4 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. Say buhato na to, ani. Let's now follow both rules, ha, scientific notation and significant figures. Follow na nato tanan. Isabay na nato sila tanan. Sa buhato nato, di ba? Copy na to kay same naman sila og exponent. No need to adjust. So times 10 raised to the power of negative 3, and then let's add 6. Bring down nato ni siya. 5 plus 4 is 9, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. Now if I ask you, is this the final answer?
No, ma'am.
Why man? Ganun dili man.
Dapat follow ang atong
Follow our rules sa significant figures.
Okay, very good. Kailangan pa nato mag-follow og rules sa significant figures. Take note, this is addition. So, for addition and even sa subtraction, kailangan makabaluta sa decimal places. So, we have 1, 2. This is 2 here. Now, for the second given, we only have 1. So, kani atong i-follow. Siya man ang lesser. So, 3.9, taman lang ta dinhi. Pero what happened here? This is 6.
Mag-round off.
Plus 1.
Mag-plus 1 ta dinhi. Pag mag-plus 1 ta dinhi, mahimo ni siya og
4.0, ma'am.
okay, mahimo man ni siya 10.
4.0.
So, mahimo ni siya 10, so mag-plus 1 pud ta dinhi. This will become now 4.0 times 10 raised to the power of negative 3. So, rules sa scientific notation, check. And significant figures, check po na siya. Kung imuhang tanawon, kaning 4.0 na lang po siya isa ka decimal place. So, that's how you do it, ha. Even if scientific notation akong ihatag sa inyo, ha. Do not forget na naapatay significant figures na rule. Okay? Question so far? Wala. So let's move on. Again, this is just for the rounding off procedure. Pag less than 5, meaning 1 to 4, as is lang taha, as is lang. For example, 8.724, kung ipa-round off ta sa 2 decimal places, so mahimo siya 8.72, dili na mag-add kay ang next digit kay 4. But if ang next digit is 5 pataas, like this one, 8.727, if ipa-round off siya sa 2 decimal places, mag-add ta og 1 diri sa last na digit. Kasi 7 man ang next. So plus 1 ka din here. That is also true with the 0.425. So 5 ang last na digit, mag-add kag 1 diri sa 2. The final answer is 0.43 if 2 decimal places. So let's have an example for the multiplication and division. So in multiplication and division, the number of significant figures in the final product or quotient is determined by the original number that has the smallest significant figures. So again, for multiplication and division, the final answer should have or should follow the least or the lesser number of significant figures in the given. Significant figures na karon ha pag multiplication and division. So kung i-rewrite na ko ning number 1 example, o siyang ipa-vertical ha, 2.8 times 4.5039. So simple multiplication, you can use your calculator. 2.8 times 4.5039. This is 12.61092. Do not forget ha na this is not the final answer yet because we need to follow the rule that kailangan i-round off nato siya sa lesser significant figure. So the first na given, you have how many significant figures here? 1 and 2. 2 significant figures. And then for the second one, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 significant figures ang sa second na given. So lesser man ato ang gusto. So mo ni atong sundon. So kailangan 2 significant figures na lang ang mabilin sa answer. Always remember class nga kapag significant figures, mag-start gyud tag count sa pinakadako nga value. So dili gyud ta start pirmi. So 1 and then 2. So tama lang ta din ha for the final answer. But let's consider the next digit. This is 6. So what are we going to do? Mag plus 1 ta din he. Which means the final answer for this is 13. It has 2 significant figures. That's how you do it sa multiplication. Okay? And that is also true for the division. This is some example number 2 here. 6.85 divided by 112.04. You can do the math using your calculator. So we have here 6.85 divided by 112.04. Ang answer sa calculator medyo mahaba, 0.06113887889. Ang ubang calculator taman lang siya sa 8. But again, mo ni siyang answer nato sa calculator here. Tapos, before ta maghatag sa itong final answer, let us count first the significant figure. So, for the first niya given, how many significant figures ito?
3, ma'am.
Okay, very good. It's
3,
3.
ma'am.
How about sa second?
5, ma'am.
This is 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 significant figures. So, syempre, since lesser man, we will follow this. So pag mag-round off the class, kailangan ang final answer na ay 3 significant figures. So let us count. Diba ang leading zeros, they are not counted as significant figures. So dito mag-count start sa 6. Tapos that's the number 1, 2, and 3. So tama lang ta sa 611 class. Dito taman kay 3 significant figures man siya. Now, what's the next digit? It's 3. So are we going to add 1? Dili. Okay,
No,
very
ma'am.
good. Hindi tayo mag-add ng 1, meaning the final answer here is 0.0611. Ay, magkalimot nga, apil gihapon sa pagsulat sa final answer ang duha ka 0. Ha? Apil gihapon na sila. Pero kung i-check ninyo kung 3 significant figures yun na siya, syempre, 3 yun na siya ka significant figure. So, nag-follow gihapon ta sa rule na mag 3 significant figures lang ang final answer. Okay? That's how you do it for multiplication and division. So this rule is also applicable if we multiply or divide scientific notations. The final answer should also follow the lesser number of significant figures. Okay ha? Pag mag-multiply ta or mag-divide ug scientific notation. Any question?
None, ma'am.
Okay.
None po.
Sige. So last na ni ang accuracy and precision class. Accuracy will tell you how close your collected data is sa true value. And for chemistry, we are very strict about this. Before ka makaingon nga accurate ang imuhang nakuha nga result sa experiment, kailangan very close siya dito sa ato ang tinuod na value. But when you say precision, we are talking about series of data na makuha nato sa experiment. Kasi sa chemistry, we don't do the experiment once only. Naatay ginatawag og trials or replicates. Example, katulo na to uliton og measure. So dapat kanang tatlo nga measurement, they are close with each other before we can say that our data collected are precise. So the next time class you use the two words, dapat dili na siya mag-interchange ha. Usahay man gud moingon ta nga ma'am precise among data pero isa lang di ay kabuk imuhang data. So dili na siya mao ang iyahang definition. So don't forget ha, accuracy tells you how close your data is to the true value and precision is how close your data with each other. So actually, gina-illustrate si accuracy and precision using the dart. Kung nagdula pa taog dart class, this is how we look at it. The bullseye will be the true value. If we hit the bullseye, that's the time we can say that our data is or are accurate. So kung ang measurement nato ana kay 16, mao ni ato ang true value 16 ml, dapat close gyud siya sa 16 ml ang ato ang makuha nga data like 16.01, 16.02. These are very close to our true value. So kung nagdula ta again og dart, dapat mahit na to ng bullseye before ta makaingon nga high ang atong accuracy, just like this one. Kay ang the other half of the pins are located in the bullseye. Kung kwaon na to atong average class, might be duol gyud siya sa close na value. And then the same time this one also, so tanan pina sa sulod sa bullseye, so high ang accuracy. Pero pag maingon kag precision, this is class the most precise among them because all the pins here are close to each other, that is why high yung precision. Pero since layo man sila sa bullseye, so dili siya accurate. This is the one nga gusto nato sa chemistry class, mahitabo. High ang accuracy at the same time high pud ang precision. We have hit the bullseye. Our data is close to the true value at the same time they are close with each other. Mao gid na siya ang gusto nato makuha when we do experiment in the laboratory. Kani high iyahang accuracy pero low iyahang precision gihapon, because there are data that are away from each other. And mo ni atong dili gyud gusto makuha when we do experiment in the chemistry laboratory. Low ang accuracy, dili gyud siya duol sa true value, and at the same time the data are far from each other. Low pa gyud ang precision. And that's just to differentiate the two terms, accuracy and precision. So I think that's it for this Ayan. For this topic, our last topic is about accuracy and precision. So this is, ano lang niya siya, saying accuracy builds credibility. So if we do experiment, our results should always be accurate. Okay? Questions before ta mag-end?
Ano ma'am, pag number good siya ma'am, dara ko maglibog good ma'am ba. Pero pag katong bilog lang siya ma'am, okay lang noon kay ano na ko siya ma'am.
Dali lang pag
Mawalaan.
bullet lang, ay bullet lang, unsa tawag na, dart lang. Pero pag numbers na siya class, we're very strict when it comes to chemistry. So muna pag mingon kag 16 ml ang imuhang true value, dapat duol gid siya sa 16 ml, like 16.01, 16.02, 16.03, or pwede po siya 15 para as long as 15.91, 15.98, that is still close to the true value. Pero pag muabot na gani kag 16.9, 17, 18, that is actually considered not accurate already. Medyo layo-layo na siya sa imuhang true value. So to be uniform, ano na lang, ang accepted yun nato na true value sa ato ang accuracy sa ato ang chemistry laboratory, pag mo interval na gani na siya 0.1 or 0.1, let's not consider that accurate anymore. 0.1 like 16.1, 16.2, 16.3, kana layo-layo na gid na siya. Dapat diri lang ta mag-work within the 16.0 something. Para dili mo
Paano ka na yung malaman? Example, yung tatlo ang given tapos ang true value is 16.
For example, the true value is 16. Tapos naatay mga given like we have there 15.81, 16.7, and 16.5. Okay, tulo ang values. To know if accurate or dili, most of the time we get the mean or the average. So, pag kuha aning mean or average class?
I-plus ma'am, tapos i-divide sa tatlo.
Tapos
i-divide kung pila sila kabuok.
Okay, very good. I-add na to na silang tanan, 15.81 plus 16.7 plus 16.5 is 49.01. Tapos i-divide na to kung pila na sila kabuok. So, tulo sila kabuok divided by 3. This is 16.34. Mauna siya ang average niya nga nakuha na volume. Now, kung i-compare ni mo na siya sa 16, unsa ganito akong giingon, our accepted is plus and minus 0.1. So, ang atong accepted lang good nga accuracy is 15.9 to 16.1. This is 16.34. Nakasulod pa ba na siya sa atong range?
Hindi na po, ma'am.
Wala na. So, let us tag this one as not really accurate. And let us see if this is precise. What will be their interval? 15.81 minus 16.7, they have an interval of 0.89. That's big already. And then we have 16.7 minus 16.5 is 0.2. This is actually big here na interval. So this is not also precise. Okay? Not precise, not accurate. Layo na siya na interval. That's how you check whether accurate or precise imuhang nakuha na data. Okay? Questions? It's 12 o'clock. That's how strict we are if chemistry na na at the same time sa mga research nato. Chemistry nato na subject, mo na to ang values nga gina-consider. I don't know with your mathematics na class if ingani pod ba ka strict when it comes to accuracy and precision. But if we do man good experiment, we are very strict with that, especially if we are talking about life. Again, if we are talking about life, nang naay mga numerical values like mga potassium level, blood glucose level, kana ng mga experimentation ang atong ginabuhat. Medyo strict gyud ta ana. Again, we are talking about life. So muna siya nga very strict when it comes to accuracy and precision. But then again, I don't know with your mathematics class if how strict sila when it comes to precision and accuracy. Okay, so I think that's it for today. It's already 12:01. So medyo naglampas na tag 1 minute. So atong himuon maniud to sa ta, and then at 1:30 let's have our laboratory class. Group 3, please prepare for the reporting. Para sa unders aqua ha. Okay? So see you later class. You may now take your lunch.
Thank you, ma'am.